Sunday in Tallahassee, the finale of 10th-ranked Florida State, taking on Duke in an ACC series at the beautiful Dick Howser Stadium. Sunday Golds are on deck for Game 3 between the Noles and the Blue Devils. A competitive weekend of action in Game 1, a tale of two ball games. Really, when you look at Game 1, it was a pitching matchup of Wes Mendez and Aiden Weaver combining for 23 strikeouts between the two. The Noles doing just enough offensively to find a way to win a close 3-1 ball game, getting some help from the Blue Devils and a Seminole team that was able to find the series opener, turning into Game 2. The complete opposite, because it was an offensive outburst from both teams. Nearly 30 hits combined. DeMartini hitting a home run. Miles Bailey, his 13th round tripper of the season to tie the game. It was Bailey second in the league in home runs, but a moment that made college baseball stand still. Bailey late in the game as the Noles take the lead, sliding into second. The aircast came out. He had to leave the ball game. And Link Jarrett and the Seminoles will be without Miles Bailey, a costly 12-11 victory. They'll be out without Miles Bailey for the rest of the season. Had successful surgery this morning. You see his numbers, what he has meant to Florida State this season. The captain for these Noles, and a statement released by Link Jarrett this morning. Our thoughts and prayers are with Miles for a full, speedy recovery. I have not coached a player with a better combination of work ethic, character, and skill. His application of work allowed Miles to develop into a spectacular player, both offensively and at first base. He has amazing parents who molded him into a wonderful young man. Our medical team was fully engaged from the moment he was injured. He will recover from this injury and return to his dynamic form. Our hearts and prayers are with the Bailey family. Miles, of course, for a speedy recovery. He's Chris Chavez. I'm Aria Masudi. Chavi, Game 3 on tap for Florida State. How do the Noles push forward?
I'll tell you what, it's every man on deck now. It's not just the next man up, it's every man on deck. The team has to step up right now, take charge, and keep pushing through, because right now they've had a great start. I mean, they could have one of the best starts they've had in a long time with a victory today to start 8-1 in the ACC. So it's going to rely on their pitching and pitching depth throughout the rest of the season.
No doubt about it. It's a ball club that has played at a really high level this season. Link Jarrett and his Noles pitching amongst the best in the league. An RPI in the top 5. They already have 21 wins, and a victory today would have them with the best start in league play since 2016. And the Noles, who have clinched the series, will turn to Bryson Moore in Game 3. The strength of this team was built on starting pitching, and Bryson Moore last weekend against NC State showed you why Florida State feels good every single weekend they pick up a baseball.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Bryson Moore showed it last week, but he's also shown it in every start. He's just gotten better every single start out there. The fastball velocity's been increasing with every start. The command of the fastball's been getting better, and that's something they're going to work on today. See him move that fastball in and out, and then throw the stuff that spins. That's plus pitches for him.
We talked to Mike Posey, Florida State's pitching coach, and Bryson Moore, who said, you know the spin's going to be there. The change up to both sides of the plate to be able to get some swing and miss. But the fastball location, to your point, if he can burn it in on lefties and righties and really get them off of the off speed in the secondary, he's got a chance to really work deep into this ball game.
Yeah, and FSU's really looking to hopefully get 6 or 7 from him today.
He's gone at least 5 innings in 4 consecutive starts. Bryson Moore, first pitch, skips in there. And I think the curiosity of Florida State fans everywhere, college baseball fans everywhere, on how the Seminoles would line up here today in their first game without their captain, Miles Bailey, who's lost for the season. Slow roller from Albright into right field. Noles had the shift on, and Tyler Albright leads off with a single.
Yeah, that'll definitely drive a pitcher insane right there when you got the shift and he hits it right into it barely at 50 miles an hour.
Batting second in the order, right fielder number 8, R.J.
Smile on Albright's face. He was hitting 262 prior to that single. R.J. Hamilton behind him, Caden Smith, Matthew Strand, Lambden, Anderson, Quagliano, DeMartini, who hit the home run yesterday, and Perez. Same lineup for Corey Muscara. as game 2 yesterday. Now here's RJ. And that has been a theme throughout the season for the Blue Devils. Tops in the ACC in stolen bases. Second in the country. Noles have done a pretty good job overall this weekend of limiting the Blue Devils on the base paths, but that was with 2 lefties that started game 1 and game 2. And that'll be important for Bryson Moore and Hunter Carnes to a certain extent to be able to try and keep Duke at bay when they reach base. Albright, one of the best in the league in stolen bases, stays put. And there's the fastball at 93 for a strike.
And again, I said it on Friday, but the pitchers, it's not so much about how your pickoff move is or slide step. It's varying your looks, varying your timing, keeping that runner from being able to time you up.
RJ was 1 for 4 yesterday in game 2. Swing and a miss. Life to the fastball there. And Moore really does a nice job of getting it above the barrel.
Yes, and that's what we said. We've been seeing that increase. The spin rate on the pitch, the induced vertical, all that has been getting better with every start.
0-2 with Albright at first. Albright staying on the bag, fastball high and outside. And it's 1-2 to the transfer from Vanderbilt, RJ Hamilton. 293 batting average, has hovered around that 300 line this season. Missed 90% of last year with Vanderbilt with an injury. And again, the Noles will be wary of Albright, who has 18 stolen bags. RJ right behind him with 17 stolen bags. Jake Lambden batting in the 5-hole has 17 of them himself.
That's crazy.
1-2 pitch. Albright stays. Fastball, fouled back. And establishing that heater for Bryson Moore, the key to his game last week against NC State. 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 4 strikeouts on 86 pitches. And when you talk to scouts, they'll tell you he has got Friday night stuff. And a quick move to first, that time a snap throw.
Well, the thing is, too, is his confidence is building, too, as well. It's not just his stuff getting better. That confidence is building, makes him believe a little bit more in all the things he can do throwing up there, whether it's the off-speed or the fastball.
Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball. Didn't have the snap on it that he wanted. Left it high, and the count evens at 2-2. RJ Hamilton, Hoover high, back in his prep days. There's the breaking ball to the left side. McCulley, gonna be a tough play to get the speedy Hamilton. He won't have a play. And you see McCulley starting at shortstop today. And this was the question we had answered before first pitch. Bavaro's back at third. Fisher moves from short to second. Putnam at first in place of Bailey. The outfield of Stutzer, Dowd, and Delamalier left to right, with Carnes catching. It is Florida State's first crack at a lineup and a defensive alignment that does not include Miles Bailey. That one hit hard but foul. Now, we saw from Duke yesterday, they were hitting the ball with terrific exit velocities. They've had some good BPs this weekend. Corey Muscara has a group of scrapyard dogs that can really play this game with a ton of energy.
Well, that's what I was going to say, that they just scrappy. I mean, you look at both hits already in this first inning. They had 2 hits, and neither one of them was hit over 70 miles an hour. Just find ways to get on base and play the game the right way.
A cutter there from Bryson Moore, who's a 5-pitch guy working against Caden Smith. Strong OPS at 1147. 5 home runs with a .350 batting average. Had himself quite a game 2. 3 hits in the contest to lead the Blue Devils. He's in an RBI situation here. Off the plate on the 0-2 from Moore. Duke in the black uniforms, Noles in the Sunday golds in game 3. Caden Smith, the grad student from Charleston Southern, in his previous stop. Fastball, 95, ran it by the bat for the first out of the inning and a strikeout.
Great job by Moore here, setting this pitch up. He went cutter on the outer third, slider off the plate, and then just buries this fastball in and blows it by Smith there at 95 miles an hour.
Serious carry through the zone, as they call it in the scouting world, on the fastball. The metrics are phenomenal from Bryson Moore. On the grounds. Gonna go to first. The easy play there for Fisher, who's playing second base today. Both runners advance. That ball not hit particularly hard either. 2 down in the inning.
Yeah, Moore breaking everything out here. That was the changeup there. Able to get Strand out in front. Fish taking the easy out, like you said. Smart out too, though. The ball not hit hard. Don't try to force it there at second. Make sure you get the sure out.
And a new pairing for Florida State right up the middle. They're going to have to figure that chemistry out today. 2 guys, though, sure-handed with the glove. McCulley and Fisher. First pitch to Lambden, foul from Bryson Moore. Lambden from California in the Golden State. 5'10", 185, the junior. 257 batting average. That OPS, though, of 907 will tell you he has found ways to get on base and drive the ball. 0-1. Fouled back right towards us. Hits the netting. Protects the booth. Chavi and Bryson Moore, who leads with that heater. A different profile, right?
Yep.
From what you see on Fridays and Saturdays from both Mendez and Beard, who do have good fastballs, but rely on their secondary offerings as their calling cards.
Yeah, and actually, and what's great here is they know that. He's going back-to-back changeups right here in this situation with Lambden. Let's see if he tries to climb the ladder here with a fastball. Look at the breaking ball. A little up in the zone.
And early not getting the depth that he normally gets on that breaking ball. Has left a couple up. See how he attacks the shortstop Lambden. Hitting in the 5-hole. 2 in scoring position. Fastball was looking for the outer half. Just off the plate at 95.
It's a really good pitcher's pitch right here. That's close.
Jeremy Riggs calling balls and strikes today. Brian Miller at first. Will Posey at second. Travis Carlson is at third. Count moves full.
Yeah, Moore overthrew that fastball there. He tried to hump up a little bit and kind of snatched it. See if he sticks with her and he goes to the breaking ball right here.
Two on and 2 down opening frame here in game 3. Breaking ball off the end of the bat. And Dowd has it measured as he glides in for the catch. Just shy of 20 pitches for Bryson Moore, who escapes some soft contact and is his own personal fire extinguisher. Noles first at bat when we come back. A lot to like when you come to the ballpark here at Hauser. They got a comfortable seat, all 4 of them. The family enjoying it right outside They've been doing some activities with Florida State and the marketing team, the sponsorship teams, the licensing teams to have opportunities for fans to enjoy everything around the ballpark before the game starts. On the mound for the Blue Devils is Andy Leone. Number 29, 4.94 ERA. Just north of 23 innings pitched on the year. 20 hits, 13 earned runs, 10 walks, 23 strikeouts.
Yeah, Leone's going to be in the 89, 93 range with his fastball. When he gets it above the belt, he's got good carry. Typically stays pretty straight when he gets it down. Going to have a really good curveball, 12-6 shape.
And Chavi, there is a brisk wind blowing back into the booth. All of our stuff just started flying around. I'm holding it down as we're opening.
Yeah.
It was extremely windy yesterday in Tallahassee. A front that hasn't brought any weather or rain, but it feels like the Midwest here in the Panhandle. Looking at center field, flag is blowing dead in, so it could be a pitcher-friendly ballpark, at least early on. Stutzer behind 0-2. 70 degrees feels a lot cooler than that with the wind. Leone, the Columbia transfer, fastball, and Stutzer strikes out, looking at a pitch right down the middle.
Yeah, Leone just coming right at Stutzer right here. 3 fastballs in a row. You see this fastball down knee high, right down the middle of the plate, like you said. I mean, obviously Stutzer looking for something off speed there, something out of the zone.
I don't have the numbers on Stutzer, but he's got to lead the team in strikeouts looking. As the first pitch to Paulino is a strike. And that's going to be part of the progression of some of these young guys, is trusting what they see in their eyes. As Paulino back-to-back rookies. And fastball fouled away. And this is the first lineup without Miles Bailey. Stutzer, Paulino, Dowd in the 3-hole. Carnes, Putnam, DeLamielleure, Fisher, McCulley, and Bavaro. Breaking ball drops low. More on Leone. Last weekend at Virginia Tech, 3 2/3 innings. Just gave up 3 hits, but 4 runs. 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. Did give up a home run. 77 pitches. Paulino skies this to right field. Hamilton can fly into foul territory, and running out of room is Hamilton and Perez. Defensive alignment there. Hamilton, DeMartini, Albright from right to left in the outfields. Quagliano, Lambden, Anderson, Perez in the infield. Strand catches. There's RJ.
He had a little malfunction with the shades. The catcher's having a malfunction with his equipment behind.
To Paulino, breaking ball, strike 3. I think it was a good pitch there. Strand just might have got crossed up, did not catch it cleanly, and was very wild with the glove.
And Coach Jarrett not happy coming out of the dugout, letting him know about it, but I'm with you.
That's a strike.
I think it's a pretty good pitch too. Yeah, I just think Strand
didn't have a good time with it.
Yeah, he didn't help the cause there, but it did look like a good pitch. Leone coming out firing strikes with the fastball, the breaking ball. 2 strikeouts already in the first 2 batters.
1-0 here to Dowd. Braden Dowd in the 3-hole. He's ahead of the count. 2-0. Now the transfer from USC, 1 for 2 yesterday, 3 walks in the contest. Did have a couple of RBIs. A little outside, and it's 3-0. It'll be interesting now how teams choose to pitch this Florida State lineup, right? Dowd becomes a focal point. Paulino, Carnes. 3-0. Misses high and outside, so he'll walk. A patient eye at the plate. But the roles do start to shift for some of these guys. And we asked down there, all right, you don't have Miles. Is it next man up? And they said, no, it's every man up. Right. Everybody's got to take a little step forward.
And I'm with you. And I'll tell you what, too, with this, as a hitter, you have to realize now, hey, I'm going to get a lot of pitches to hit here. They're going to attack us as a lineup. So hitters need to be ready and ready to pull the trigger. Be aggressive at the plate, in my opinion, if you're FSU.
Check back to first. There's a strike to Carnes.
See Leon getting that Vulcan grip. There it is right there. I call it a Vulcan, the way he grabs that ball. I see that grip there. Great job of the camera crew zooming in on it.
And the 1-1. Carnes on a line to left field, but right at Albright. 109 off the bat. And if that gets over Albright's head, Knowles probably strike first. To the second here in Tallahassee. Game 3 here at Hauser, 10th-ranked Florida State already has clinched the series. And fans getting the latest gear, hoping for the sweep against the Blue Devils, who have proven to be a pesky bunch. The Noles really have only won both games by a combined 3 runs through the first 2. And Bryson Moore and the Noles hoping that the pitching and the defense behind them will give them a strong opportunity for a 3-game sweep. Nice job by the poise, right, of Bryson Moore to get out of the first inning. That's something that has stood out about him, the composure that he brings on Sundays.
Yeah, I think you're seeing that with a lot of the FSU starting rotation, just the way they carry themselves on the mound. and belief of being able to get themselves out of trouble when they get in it.
Here's Colin Anderson in a 1-1. Shoots it the other way to right field. Delamelier into foul territory near the wall. And Brody heads up on.
Almost like he didn't get any communication from his teammates there to let him know he was creeping up on the wall.
Moore ahead 1-2. To Anderson. Fastball. Just a little high.
Great pitch, good location there. Just didn't get Anderson to bite on it right where he wanted it. If he can get that good breaking ball that he typically usually gets with the depth, he hadn't had it today. Should set it up perfect here.
And on the hands with the fastball again. Fouled away. Anderson 3 hits in game 2. Had an RBI, scored a pair of runs in 5 opportunities at the plate. 2-2 from Moore. Again, that breaking ball so far hasn't quite had a feel for it early in this outing.
Which is odd for him. Normally he's had it, but you're right. Everything's been up. It's been spinning out of his hand. His release is way back instead of getting it out in front. Getting over that front leg with it.
Full count to the second baseman.
A little better, but still not. I mean, he's got the spin rate on. He's just not getting the depth that he normally gets with it.
Fans continuing to file in here for game 3. Florida State 7-1 in the ACC after 8 games. Fastball high into the Tallahassee sky. A quartet of Knowles coming in. And Stutzer makes the grab on a dead sprint.
Good execution on that play. It's obviously good communication there. On a play like that, everybody's going after it. Nobody calls it till it gets to a certain point where someone thinks they've got it. And obviously, Stutzer comes in here screaming, knowing he had a better route. Nice play.
One down in the inning. First pitch was attacked there by Quagliano. Colin Quagliano, the 7-hole hitter today. Third baseman for the Blue Devils from Kewanee, Illinois. Good average at .318. Breaking ball, there's a good one. At the knees for a strike. Best one that Bryson Moore has thrown today.
Absolutely was. That's the one we've been used to seeing from him right there. Good extension, great pitch.
To the changeup on 0-2. Not a bad one. Quagliano lays off. Quagliano 3 hits in game 2 against Florida State yesterday. Moore's ahead 1-2. Check swing down to first, did not go around. Held up. Brian Miller at first, the umpire today.
See what we got here. Good call. Good call.
High and inside. And the count is full from Moore to Quagliano, the transfer from Illinois.
Yeah, that was the cutter there, and it backed up on him as well.
3-sport athlete at Wethersfield High School in his prep days. Off the plate, and a walk.
Good at bat from Quagliano right there. Able to work the count back in his favor and worked into a walk.
Batting eight, center fielder, number 19, Michael DiMartini.
One down in the inning. And a runner on first. Michael DiMartini, preseason first-team All-American coming into the year. That one misses inside the National Collegiate Baseball Writers of America. And the reason was, last season at Dayton, he hit .403 with 14 home runs, 65 RBIs, 11 doubles, and 7 triples. Wow. For the Flyers in the Atlantic 10. There's a breaking ball for a strike. Off to a cooler start to the year, batting below the Mendoza line at 198 coming into the game, but hit that home run yesterday, a couple of RBIs. His third of the year. Blue Devils fans hoping that gets DiMartini going as they get to the meat of ACC play. Fastball for a strike, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, I tell you, he's put on a show in BP too. When he does get a hold of it, he can hit it a long ways.
Spent his freshman season at Penn State in the Big Ten before heading to Dayton, so he's at his third school, now in the ACC. 1-2 pitch. Runner stays at first, reaches out, and just flicks it foul.
Good job by him fighting that pitch off. That was a good pitch there.
Quagliano on first. Stays. Another breaking ball. And again, DiMartini just staying alive in the box. Extends this at bat. Something so impressive from Duke this week, and they've done a nice job of scrapping at the plate. They out-hit Florida State 16-13 yesterday. In a 4-run 8th inning, they tied the game. And again, DiMartini making more work in this at-bat.
But you're right, every batter in this lineup, they just scrap. They get 2 strikes, they choke up on the bat for the most part, spread out a little bit.
One-two. Fastball. Punch the other way, foul. So right now, DiMartini doing a really nice job of covering all parts of the plate with multiple speeds.
And the other thing, too, that they're doing so well, though, they're running that pitch count up on more. Already at 40 pitches.
1-2, left field, fair ball. Hits the chop. Chasing it down is Stutzer. Stopping at third is Quagliano. Terrific at bat for DiMartini.
It sure was, and maybe you were right yesterday. That home run, getting him back on track, because that was a heck of an at bat. Fought off a lot of tough pitches. Got a breaking ball there. Drove it down the left field line for a double.
First baseman number 22, Brooks Perez.
DiMartini's 4th double of the season.
Yeah, and you see this right here. Great balance in the box. Throwing his hands at. Great at bat. I mean, you can't say anything more. I mean, it's as good as it gets.
Now Brooks Perez, first baseman, batting in the 9-hole. Hits this on a line into right field. That'll score a pair of runs for the Blue Devils. Delamalier's throw off the line. It's 2-0 Duke in game 3.
Back to the top of the order.
And Duke doing a great job, like we talked about, just being scrappy, putting things together. They've had some really good at-bats already early in this game. Perez gets a fastball right here and just smashed it in right field, driving in 2 for the Blue Devils.
Albright watches a strike on the inside corner from Moore. It was a Duke team that had struggled this weekend with runners in scoring position. Game 1 was full of them, with nearly 10. And now yesterday they did capitalize and score 11 runs. They left a number of guys on base as well. So Perez able to take advantage of the opportunity that time against Moore and attack the first pitch. Like you said, got the heater. Nothing wrong with that for Moore trying to establish. And Perez, aggressive, picks up a couple of RBIs. 95 from Moore. Sticking with the fastball.
A great job right here from Moore to bounce back after that. Going change up inside pitch before this to set this fastball up and able to blow 95 by him.
Two down in the inning after the strikeout of Albright as R.J. Hamilton steps into the box. First pitch changeup. Second time through the order. Hamilton, an infield single to the left side of the infield that McCulley was able to get to, but swallowed it up. The Blue Devils got a couple of guys on base in the top of the first. Now to left center fields. It's Dowd who calls off Stutzer and makes the grab to retire the side. Duke picks up two. They lead here in this series finale. To the bottom of the second we go. Perez giving the Blue Devils the lead. A two-run single in the top half of the second inning. Brooks picking up RBIs 8 and 9. So some bottom of the order production.
Well, he's been outstanding this weekend. That's five. He's got 5 hits already on the weekend.
It'll be Putnam, DeLamielleure, and Fisher. 5, 6, 7 for Florida State today. First lineup without Miles Bailey. There's a strike from Leon. And this will change the complexion of the offense as the Noles will try and now figure out how to protect one another. Really the conversation was how do you find pieces to protect Miles and where you go from there. Guys get different pitches, right? When a guy like that's not in the lineup. So see what Link Jarrett does. You almost have to reinvent yourself a little bit in different ways. As Putnam. Lazy fly ball left center. And tracked down there for the first out by DuMartini.
Yeah, got jammed up a little bit on the hanging breaking ball there.
So one of the options that Florida State turning to is Brody DeLamielleure into the lineup. First pitch breaking ball inside. Brody, it's been an interesting season for the sophomore from St. Augustine. You see those 3 home runs all coming early in the year as he started off opening weekend with 2 home runs against James Madison. He's been a candidate to take that next step. Now that's been delayed a little bit by his own injuries this year, colliding with Jace Estes in Arlington at the Globe Life tournament. Had a concussion, missed a number of games, came back, and while was having some concussion symptoms after he homered against UNF in the midweek, missed a couple more games. And the 1-2, check swing, did not go rounds. It'll even the count at 2-2.
Yeah, this is pretty close right here. That's close. That's close. As close as it gets.
In right fields. Leon, the 2-2. Fastball above the hands for the strikeout.
Great job from Leon here, climbing the ladder. You see Delamalier, again, look at his eyes. He's pulling that head out on the swing.
Fisher, first pitch, hits it a mile, but foul.
I joke with Fisher a lot. That was 103 off the bat. About hijacking a fastball early one time, getting it out of here, getting him back on the bump right there. He almost got it. A little out front.
See the numbers for the junior. Still looking for his first home run of the year.
Poor Ty.
He has been worn out this weekend.
I mean, I'll tell you, all year. I feel like every time we talk, it's like about Ty dodging a bullet over there.
Poor Ty. Checked out. And that time they say Fisher went. That didn't seem close.
No, that one.
To be honest,
Yeah,
that one
seemed
didn't
bad.
seem close at all.
Yeah, that one seemed bad there.
I think Jarrett's out of the dugout. That's going to do it here in the second. 2-0 Duke. Third, Duke leads Florida State 2-0. Tough break for Cal Fisher there in the last at bat. We take another look at check swing. He got rung up. That wasn't close.
No, it really wasn't.
That was a miss by the umpire at first base, Brian Miller.
Yep.
Andy Leon won't complain. He's got 4 strikeouts through 2 innings. And Bryson Moore just trying to keep this thing within striking distance. His pitch count now nearing 50. A nearly 30 pitch inning in inning number 2.
That went cutter there down. Like you said, trying to get early contact, get some quick outs Keep that pitch count low so he can stay in the game longer and help that bullpen out.
1-1 down, 2-1 as it skipped away from Carnes. Caden Smith 0 for 1 today. That was a strikeout in the first. Bryson Moore has a pair of those. 2-1. Hit the other way. That'll drop for a base hit. In front of DeLon Malier, who gets it back into the infield. 5th hit against Moore by this Blue Devil attack.
And it's kind of dislocation a little bit right now. And that's not a bad cutter, but just where it is. Either like to get it further out or more inside.
Matthew Strand awaits the first pitch from Moore. Below the knees. Ball 1. Catcher 0 for 1 so far in game 3, a ground out in his first opportunity. Edges a piece there, and I think that caught Carnes as well.
Yeah, it did. Knocked him off balance a little bit there, too. See this right off his mask, actually right on top of the helmet part.
Let's be ready to go. Change up that time. Two and 1 to Matthew Strand. Runner on first, top of the 3rd. Duke leads 2-0. Here's a fastball.
You see this vertical here of that pitch. When he gets it waist high and above, that thing just stays on plane. It's tough to do anything with as a hitter.
Strike 3 calls. Back to the heater.
That's an example of fastball command. Climb the ladder, a little up and in, and then dot it on the outside corner, down and at the knees. Nothing Strand can do right here. It's just a pitcher's pitch. Great job by Moore.
Third strikeout for Bryson. 1 down on the 3rd. Lambed in the shortstop. Again, you see the fastball's exploding out of his hands. And he's been anywhere from 92 to 95 with it.
And you see, and it's like we said too, when he gets it belt high and above, it just looks so big as a hitter. The thing looks like a beach ball coming out there, and you think you're all over it and you're underneath it every time because you're just not getting that ball to drop down like it typically would when it's down in the zone. Then when you can go to that changeup like that down and out of the zone, that's good pitching right there.
The contrast between the speed of the pitches, right, and the eye level that he changes, that's what makes him so effective and why it's important, I think, for all pitchers, you know it better than anyone, to be able to establish the fastball.
Absolutely.
A little bit off that time with the, I think it might have been a cutter at 90.
And it was. It's a great pitch. Again, a good pitcher's pitch, but a little off. Good job by Lambton St. laying off this pitch. Not off by much, but it is off a little bit.
1-2. Caden Smith stays at first base. Strike 3, back to the heater. Pair of backwards Ks for Bryson Moore.
And again, almost identical to the pitch he struck Strand on. Fastball down, knee high on the black. It just doesn't get any better than that.
Second out of the inning. 4 strikeouts for Bryson Moore today. Again, the heater, he is letting it eat. That one popped up. Carnes gives it chase. It's onto the netting. Out above the grandstand. That's been his best pitch so far here today against Duke for Bryson Moore. The heater, he's had command with it, and you're seeing some life up in the zone.
Let's see right here if he kind of does similar to what he did to Landman. He went up in the zone first pitch, got swing, then went down with the changeup. Let's see if he tries to do that right here with Anderson.
0-1 against Anderson.
He did go with it, just left it up. Maybe the cutter there. That is one thing he's had a little bit of issue with the off-speed stuff, especially the breaking stuff, has been up in the zone today, which you don't typically get from him.
Fastball on the ground. McCulley throws across to Putnam to retire the Blue Devils in the third. Good inning from Bryson Moore. Gave up the leadoff single, but really buckled down. As we get through three, Florida State still looking for its first hit. Bryson Moore, pretty strong through 3 innings for Florida State. Has sprayed 5 hits, a couple earned runs there, a walk and 4 strikeouts. A pair of Ks in that 3rd inning for Moore. At 63 pitches, that was much more of an efficient inning though for him after the 2nd inning, near 30 pitches.
Yeah, and 20 in the first, so much better inning there. Needs to have 2 more of those for sure,
right,
to maybe try to get him through 6.
Carter McCulley, 3 hits yesterday for Florida State, getting the start in game 2. The senior from Pensacola. 1-0, breaking ball for a strike at the knees.
Tell you what, Leon's breaking ball is really good. It kind of frees you up because it's got a little hump to it, which typically you try not to see, but kind of buckling the hitters right now the first time through the lineup.
Right back to it.
A little even better. That one, tighter spin on it, better velocity as well, and better depth.
And the 1-2. Fastball, a little outside. Now, Leon, the calling card is that breaking ball, right? The fastball that has some life and carry above the belt, as you said. But he manipulates the 12-6 curveball.
Yes. He can change the shape of it from time to time, and what he does, make it get a little bit more of the sweeper kind of with it, but typically he gets that 12-6.
Does mix in a slider as well, Corey Muscara, who does a wonderful job with the pitchers. Fastball, strike 3, outside corner.
Yeah, good pitch right here from Leon. Similar to Moore, just painting it down and on the black away to these righties. Great spot.
3 strikeouts in a row for Leon against Florida State.
And you talked about Coach Muscara and what he does with these pitching staffs. He did a great job, a phenomenal job. I shouldn't say great, phenomenal job at Wake Forest. Now here at Duke putting together. It's only going to keep getting better at Duke as he's there longer.
Leon, the transfer from Columbia, who spent 4 seasons up in New York City. Ivy League. 1-1 to Bavaro. back in the lineup for Florida State today.
Vulcan change. Good action down. Good job by Vivaro laying off.
See Vivaro's numbers. Just inside. Not a bad spot there from Leon, but Vivaro now ahead 3-1. Takes a strike. Count is full. Leon, 5 strikeouts so far today against Florida State. Second walk that time. Vivaro, second walk of the weekend as well. Second base runner for Florida State. Against Leon. Back to the top of the order. And now Stutzer, Paulino, and Dowd. It'll be the second time through the order for Leon. Things are going to change a little bit.
That's what we're going to see. See if the FSU hitters have made some adjustments here. Second time through.
First pitch breaking ball. Lands for a strike at the knees. To Stutzer, who struck out looking. Batting leadoff in the first inning. 308 average, asks for time. Coming into this game, Stutzer batting .310 in ACC play. To the fastball. Changed eye levels there, fouled back. It's 0-2. Vivaro with a leadoff first. Dives back in safely on the pickoff attempt. Has not stolen a base this season. Vivaro. Breaking ball, foul tip. And they do say Strand held on for the strikeout. Lynn Jarrett asking for a check down to third base for help.
But it does. Strand did hold on to that.
Lynn Jarrett back to the Seminole dugout. Seemed comfortable with the response he got.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good job by Strand, and he does. He holds on to this breaking ball. Ooh, well, as I say that, that angle right there makes me think it hit his glove, and then he smothered it, picked it up.
Second strikeout for Stutzer, 6th for Leon. See the Noles, they're not seeing the fastball well from Leon at all. It's only been about 90, 92, but some life to it.
Yeah, when you get that thing in the 25s for your vertical, that's insane. So right now, the fact that they're even fouling some of them off, you get tons of swing and misses with that. Anything over 20 is exceptional. And right now, he's in the 25s with a lot of them.
That allows 89 to 92 to play up.
Absolutely, it does.
Yeah.
And then not to mention he has that 12-6 break, so it changes everything on the same plane coming out of the same tunnel. And you're just getting that ball dropping down.
Breaking ball misses. 2-1. Here to Kelvin Paulino Jr. 13-game hit streak coming into the contest. After 2 hits yesterday, a couple of RBIs, he also walked. Fastball, just missed inside. And it's 3-1.
You see this right here, how close this one was. Ooh, that's close. It's a great pitch.
Paulino flies this one out to right center field. DeMartini has it measured. And Leone completes 3. He struck out 6 so far. He's got a 2-run lead. Duke back to the plate in the 4th. Cimarron greeting the fans out in the right field plaza. Duke leads 2-0 as we're set to start the top of the 4th. And the Blue Devils will send their 7, 8, and 9. Quagliano, DeMartini, and Perez, which proved to be fruitful back in the 2nd inning. The only 2 runs of the game scored on Perez's 2 RBI single. 1-0 pitch. Misses down low, 2-0. Quagliano walks in the 2nd inning. Was followed by DeMartini with the double. And Perez, who brought them both home. 2-0. Now 3-0.
Well, we talked about it in the last inning that needed to have another quick one to try to get deeper in this game, and not a good start.
4-pitch walk. Second walk for Quagliano. The only 2 walks for Bryson Moore. Been against the Blue Devil third baseman. So DeMartini center fielder in the 8-hole. He steps in. First pitch, fastball fouled back. Bryson Moore nearing 70 pitches. This is his 7th start of the season. Anthony's another strike on the heater.
Absolutely love what Bryson Moore just did right there. Just came set and just held, and he held, and he held, and he held, and he held. And not only does it freeze the base runner, it also messes up the timing of the hitter. And he just throws one right down the middle, and DeMartini just freezes up. Great job by Moore.
A check on Quagliano. 5 for 8 this season on stolen base attempts. C. Putnam at first base for Florida State in place of Miles Bailey. Holding Quagliano there. A good Hauser crowd that has filled in. And I think Quagliano was definitely thinking about second base that time. Flinched before getting back into the bag. Game of cat and mouse anytime you play Duke. Fastball right by the bat of DeMartini. 5th strikeout for Bryson Moore.
And Moore this time just went straight at DeMartini instead of messing around with anything off speed. He just 3 fastballs in a row. See him just blow this one by him. Great pitch, good location, got it up just enough.
First pitch strike to Brooks Perez. Couple of RBIs for Perez. The difference so far in game 3. Playing first base for the Blue Devils. The freshman. There's a strike on the changeup. And it's 0-2. Season high in pitches, by the way, for Bryson Moore is 86 last weekend against NC State. Fastball, a little off the plate, I guess.
That was a great pitcher's pitch right here. Fastball down at the knees, away. That's a strike.
Is that not a strike if it's a right-handed hitter?
I mean, that's a strike.
Yeah.
It's a great pitch.
1-2. Runner bluffs, and Perez does the same thing he did in the last AB. Serves it into right field. That was the changeup.
And as a pitcher, you got to be able to still make the pitch, but right there, that shows you what an umpire can do in changing the way the dynamics can happen in a game. Not getting that call, which would have been strike 3, misses with a changeup over the plate here, and Perez does what a good hitter's supposed to do and doesn't miss it. Another base hit for him, his 6th of the weekend.
He's making a case for Corey Muscara. Have to move him out of the 9-hole. His average has jumped about 20 points this weekend. Now at 275. 2 for 2 for Perez. Good looking freshman.
Yeah, and had some like key hits and key situations too.
No joke. 1 out in the inning, 2 on. 76 pitch from Moore off the plate. 3rd time through the order. Tyler Albright came into the weekend leading the ACC in walks and on base percentage. Here in game 3, a single in the 1st. Hits this one the other way, and it's going to be through. They're going to wave the runner home. Stutzer, throw to the plate, cut off. And Duke adds to the lead.
See this pitch here. Good job by Albright. Got a breaking ball. Didn't try to do too much with it. Just threw his hands at it. Not hit real hard either through the hole. Stutzer makes a good throw, but good cut right there, keeping the runners where they are at 1st and 2nd.
Mike Capozzi out to the hill. It's out to Bryson Moore. Been a bit of a mixed bag for Bryson Moore. Has shown great velocity on the fastball, great life. Doesn't seem like anything else has really been sharp for him. The changeup at times. We don't see the 12-6 breaking ball today nearly as much. For Moore, that has been a game changer for him and really his calling card. Yeah, and Duke's taking advantage.
Yeah, and I think the reason why you haven't seen is when he was throwing it, it was way up in the zone. Wasn't getting the bite. You see bullpen getting loose for FSU. Looks like Nebo getting loose.
Dick Hauser Stadium, Tallahassee, Florida. For the series finale, Arya Masudi, Chris Chavez, our entire crew. Noles have already won the series. They did lose a lot more than that when Miles Bailey injured yesterday late as Hamilton. Good bunt there. More off-balance throw. My goodness, how did he make that play? Falling down on the ground.
Tell you what, that's a heck of a play. Shows Moore's athleticism here. Bare hands this ball. Falling down and throws a perfect strike to first base, as you see right here. Great play.
Nice job there for Bryson Moore. Both runners do advance. They're going to intentionally walk Caden Smith. So an IBB there. It's a pitch to Matthew Strand, the catcher. Bases will be loaded with 2 down. Most like a matchup here that they want to try and win. This is a big moment for Strand and really the ball game. They're only in the top of the 4th, but Duke's already scrapped across one more run here against Bryson Moore. It's 3-0 with the bases loaded. There's a strike. Oh for 2 for Strand. He struck out in the 3rd inning. A ground out in the 1st. Outside with the fastball, 1-1. Six home runs for Matthew Strands, all coming in the month of March. Strike 2. That fastball with serious life up in the zone.
You see it here. We talked about it. When he gets it above the belt, plays so well. Yeah, I'd love to see him go back there again.
Transfer from Samford out of the Sun Belt. Fastball, a little high. And a little out, 2-2. You feel the pendulum here in inning number 4. There's nowhere to put Matthew Strand. Bases are loaded full of the Blue Devils. 3-0. Driven. Left field from Strand. Back to the wall, and it's gone! It's a grand slam, and Duke opens this game up.
Well, that's picking your team up right there. Intentionally walked Smith to get to Strand. Might have gone to the well too many times with the fastball right there. Strand gets a fastball down and doesn't miss it and blows this game wide open for the Blue Devils.
Seventh home run of the season, all in the month of March for Matthew Strand. As the Blue Devils trying to find something to feel good about leaving the weekend. That's something Corey Muscara talked to us about, right? He said, we know we're not the most talented team in the ACC. I lost most of my roster who went to Virginia when Chris Pollard made the move from Duke. But I went and found guys who are going to fight with me in year 1. And he said, we got to be that way because we're not going to go out there weekend to weekend and have all the draft prospects. He called them a band of misfit toys.
Yep, but he's done a great job putting that together, getting these guys to believe in themselves. And that speaks volumes for him as a coach.
Lambden pops it up as Dowd runs it down. Not before the damage is done. A 5 spot for the Blue Devils in the top of the 4th. They blow this thing wide open. Matthew Strand, salami. And Duke feeling good here so far about game 3. Matthew Strand with the big hit in this ball game. His salami, 4 RBIs on the grand slam. Part of a 5-run Duke 4th inning. 7-0 Blue Devils trying to salvage the series finale. Florida State's first game without Miles Bailey. He's out for the season. And this Seminole lineup, new look, batting order. Still searching for their first hit as we begin the bottom of the 4th. See if Braden Dowd can create a spark. A walk in the first. As he punches this out to left field. There's a stiff wind blowing in. And that's going to keep it from even getting to the warning track.
Yeah, that ball's hit 100 miles an hour another way, which he does well. That wind is just breaking it down. It tells you how well Strand hit the ball he hit. To be able to get it out of here, you see Old Glory blowing straight in.
One down. Carnes. First pitch strike from Leon. I'll tell you what, give Leon credit. Miles Bailey or no Miles Bailey, he has come in and attacked Florida State's hitters. It's been a fearless Sunday appearance here. Another grounder. That one eats up the third baseman. Ooh, heads up there, shortstop Lambden. Awkward. His leg got caught underneath his body after he snagged the ball. Good to see him walking around.
And like you said, you are right about Leon. He has come in and filled it up.
He just filled it up.
You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. I mean, especially now with a 7-0 lead. This ball's hit hard, 104 miles an hour, but it's a routine ground ball to third baseman. You got to make that play.
They are going to give an error to Quagliano. Carnes on first, 1 down in the inning. Putnam launches the first pitch low. Dowd. Second time on base. Excuse me, Carnes. First time on base, line out in his first plate appearance. And now Putnam fouls that one back. You start to think about power production, right, for Florida State going forward and projecting. They would love to see Putnam uptick some of the production in the home run category, as he was brought in to be and provide the thump in the middle of the order for FSU from Davidson. Now one off the end of the bat in right center field. That's going to die right in front of a pair of Duke Blue Devil outfielders. Neither DeMartini or Hamilton got a great jump, and that's the first hit of the ball game, and it belongs to Eli Putnam.
Yeah, and you know, it was the sound off the bat. It sounded like he hit the ball better than he did. And it just held them up just enough in the outfield to not be able to get a good enough break on this ball. You see when he hit it, I mean, you see them kind of freeze up. A good job deking. They almost deked it enough to get the force out at second right here.
First pitch for a strike on the outside corner to Delamalier from Leon. Bottom of the 4th inning. Delamalier, one of 6 strikeout victims for Leon so far. And then you talk about power production. And how do you find some with what you got in this order? Delamalier has 3 of them on the year. As he gets everyday reps, you wonder if he finds a way to provide some long balls for the Noles. Breaking ball. But he was off to such a torrid start to the year. Poised to be a breakout candidate in the ACC. We talk about the injuries to him and missing time. That's not easy to come back from, as he's down 1-2. Again, breaking ball, strikeout.
You see that good breaking ball right here from Leon. It's not even a change of pace, but it's also the depth that he gets on it. It's only 78 miles an hour, so you're out in front as a change of speeds. Then you get the depth on the break from the great spin rate he's got on it.
2 down in the inning. Knowles trying to scrape something across here in the 4th. Leone to Cal Fisher. And Fish pops it up first pitch. In the infields. Lambden makes the grab. Nothing doing for the Knowles to the 5th. Down 7. Corey Muscara talking to Andy Leone. Strong start so far for Leone, who's come in through 4 innings. He's attacked, and Muscara now going through perhaps second time through the order, the plan of attack against the Knowles.
Well, I think you see right there, you kind of set this kind of the universal fastball, but he's saying, hey, we got a 7-0 lead, let's attack. Go right at them, let's work off of that, but let's fill up the strike zone. You keep doing what you've been doing. Coach Muscara does such a great job. You see here, we got a pitching change for FSU.
Kevin Meeble on the bump for Florida State. So close the book on Bryson Moore, not his best day. 4 innings, 7 earned runs. Did have 5 strikeouts, but 3 walks exasperated the damage. And the grand slam, the difference maker for Moore, whose ERA has now jumped above 5 on the season. My goodness. So Meeble going to try and keep this thing at a 7-run deficit if he can. You see his numbers. They've extended Meeble before this year. You've seen him be able to eat up 9 outs. And for a Florida State team who, again, the onus is going to be on that pitching staff who has been so strong for them this year, you're going to need to see some guys take a step forward and continue to help on that side of the ball. And Meeble could be a candidate for that. Duke will go to Colin Anderson, Colton Quagliano, Michael DiMartini, 6, 7, 8 Duke in their 5th inning. What stands out about Meeble's pitch mix and the way that he approaches opposing hitters?
Well, you're really going to see about a 3-pitch mix, fastball, slider, change. But the fastball has been ticking up a little bit for him. He's got good induced vert when he gets it up. But the slider is a pitch, though, that they do need to really get him dialed in on. It's getting better, too. It's getting some good sweep. So it's a pitch that if they can really get that dialed in, like you said, he can come in and eat 3 or 4 innings up every outing if he needed him to.
Hits Anderson.
Yeah, that's on the slider. You see this right here, just up in the zone too.
Colton Quagliano, the 3rd baseman. Fastball. Swings through it, 1-1. Has walked twice in 2 plate appearances, back in the 2nd and the 4th for Quagliano. Hit the other way. Diving stop there by Fisher. How about that?
Welcome to second base, Cal Fisher. That's a heck of a play right here from Cal. Going to cover the bag on the steal. You see right here, he's going to cover and then has to break back. Makes a nice pick. Great play.
And off his backside, able to throw it to Putnam to retire Quagliano. So terrific defensive effort by Fisher for the first out of the inning. Slider, swing and a miss. DeMartini, the center fielder, 1 for 2 with a double. Pokes this one, right center field. The Lamalier converges, tagging. And getting to third base is Anderson. 2 down on the inning.
Good cut from McCulley there. That throw was offline. No need to let it go.
Perez.
Lefty-lefty matchup with a runner at third between Meeble and Perez. First pitch strike, Meeble, 93. We've seen him pump it up to 95 this season.
That's a good fastball right there. Good spot, good location.
Check swing down to third. And did not go. Travis Carlson. Veteran umpire at third this afternoon. 2 for 2 for Perez, who had his shine stolen by Matthew Strand on the grand slam. Prior to that, it had been the Brooks Perez show, and it's been the Brooks Perez weekend for the Blue Devils. Batting average now at 275. Outside corner for a strike.
Yeah, Perez came into the weekend hitting 234. He's bumping that average up a good bit.
Off the plate. And the count is full.
A good fastball here off the plate, though.
And a walk there for Meeble.
Back to the top of the order, Tyler Albright.
Leadoff man, Tyler Albright. 4th plate appearance, now in game 3. Starts off with the ball. He's been on base twice, pair of singles. A strikeout sandwiched in between that, back in the 2nd. Albright average up to 276. 1-0, now 2-0.
And Albright, another guy having a great weekend. 5 hits on the weekend.
A great year last year for the Blue Devils. 298 with 10 home runs. As he slaps this one, foul punched it the other way. Good opposite field juice there from Albright. You see why he had 10 home runs. Just 1 home run this season. Runner going. No throw down to second as that one misses inside. And Perez has the base, his 10th stolen base of the year. Anderson at third, Perez at second. 3-1 finds the zone. And it's 3-2 to Albright. That hit him. Yeah, it did.
Second hit batter this inning for Meeble.
R.J. Hamilton.
I think Posey's just kind of coming out here trying to get him to compose himself. They got 2 outs. But hey, settle in right here. Let's get this guy out of here and get back in the dugout. And as a pitcher right now, and Meeble's missing a lot inside to those righties, especially with anything that's either cutting or breaking from the breaking ball. Got to make an adjustment. Change your focus point a little bit if you're having trouble with it. You got to make an adjustment if you keep missing the same place.
Meeble misses to start the AB against R.J. Hamilton. 1 hit for R.J. That happened in the first on an infield single. Also has a sac bunt. Meeble struggling to find his own.
Meeble now 1 pitch away from walking in a run.
There's a strike. (3-1). And he does walk in that run.
Definitely not what FSU was looking for as a coaching staff when they brought Meeble in. That's going to be it for Meeble.
It's time for the ball. He's called to the bullpen.
Bases are loaded still. Duke with another run in. Florida State going to Cade O'Leary. We'll step aside. We'll be right back. Game 3 here at Hauser. Duke leading 8-0 over Florida State, attempting to salvage one as they head back to Durham. Noles have won the series. The first 2, a 3-1 and 12-11 victories in game 1 and 2. Cade O'Leary, the sophomore from Nashville, Tennessee, Spent a season at Mississippi State. His numbers on the year, 5.56 ERA. And for him, again, command going to be the key. His stuff plays, especially the metrics on the cutter and the curveball that he has. He's got to find the zone for the Noles in a precarious situation here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, when you're walking almost a batter an inning and giving up a hit an inning.
And important to note, just to inform fans, the ACC does have a 10-run rule. So we're just in the 5th. That would be up 10 after 7 innings. That ball caromed so hard back towards the Noles catchers that to Carnes that Perez decided not to give it a shot, especially up 8.
Yeah, I'm not sure really too. I guess Carnes just kind of whiffed that one a little bit.
Key sequence back in the 4th inning. Florida State opted to intentionally walk Caden Smith to pitch to Matthew Strands. They loaded the bases with that intentional walk, and Strands sent him out for a grand slam.
There's the cutter from O'Leary.
Two-one. Lifted. Right field. Long run for Delamalier. Runs into foul territory to make the grab. Lost the ball cap in the process. But he squeezes it for out 3. Duke picks up one more. And they lead 8-0. So we head to the bottom of the 5th. Andy Leone has been sensational for Duke here in Game 3. He has had command of all of his pitches.
He has, and it's been the fastball and that breaking ball. He's been able to climb the ladder with the fastball, dotted on the outside corner, and then hit with that breaking ball down out of the zone. You see his numbers there. Outstanding. Only 1 hit through 4 innings, 2 walks, and 7 punch-outs. A big number, too, though, 59 pitches.
Can I give you a bigger number? 38 strikes.
And then probably the biggest number, 0 runs.
Yeah, that's the best number. Again, though, you got to give Duke a lot of credit. Obviously, the storyline. Hard to miss. College baseball yesterday stood still. And not just a devastating blow to Florida State, but you're talking about one of the stars in the game. A social media favorite, every podcast, every outlet. And that's what Miles Bailey means to the game of college baseball. As we continue to grow the sport, you're losing one of your most marketable players.
Absolutely.
For national television and beyond. But that being said, in admitting that and acknowledging that, Duke has played really well this weekend against Florida State. And the first 2 games with Miles Bailey, Duke hung in there. Pitching matchup on Friday night that they battled Lost an offensive slugfest yesterday, and you see why Corey Muscara likes this group that he's going to take back with him to Durham, looking for a Game 3 victory.
Yeah, and Moose, as they call him, I mean, he has done an outstanding job, and he's done exactly what he told us beforehand. He's got these guys totally believing in each other and this team as a group to come out here and play, and, I mean, they've shown it. You want us to pitch? Okay, we'll have a pitching duel with you. You want to slug it out? We'll have a slugging duel with you.
Yeah, Moose was candid with us, man. It was as honest a conversation as you're going to have. He said, I know you lost a lot of players. He goes, Aria, a lot of players? I lost all of my players.
He did.
As McCulley strikes out. 8th strikeout for Leon.
And there's that same breaking ball we've been talking about from Leon. He's been able to get these hitters to chase this pitch out of the zone. Great pitch.
And I'm sure this story was told yesterday by Darren and Eduardo, but about this Duke Blue Devil team, but I'll tell it again, just in case they didn't. But they watched the movie The Replacements as an entire team.
Well,
they drew courage from that.
And first thing, bro, when you make it, he said, how many guys on this team have seen it? And only 2 guys on the whole team even knew what the movie was.
Keanu Reeves is a legend in that movie.
Exactly. And then they talked about what's the significance of the Flacco jersey in the dugout, and you know he explained it, and it's a cool story.
That one, chin music for Navarro, ducked out of the way. The efficiency too, so far from Leon. He hasn't even hit 70 pitches. 1 down in the 5th. And that breaking ball has been devastating.
It really has. He's got it dialed in, and he's changing eye plane so good. Like there he had gone up above the head on Bavaro, and then just throws this breaking ball right there down the middle. But with the depth on it, changing the eye plane, nothing Bavaro can do with it. Swing and miss.
Top of the order for John Stutzer. Florida State's left fielder. First pitch fastball. Top of the zone. Stutzer couldn't catch up. 2-sport star at Pope High in his prep days. Over 3,000 yards on the gridiron and a state championship for John Stutzer. You've seen in flashes what he's capable of. Offensively, defensively. And this is a kid for the future that Florida State will rely on. As I think a pillar of what the Noles will do under Link Jarrett moving forward.
I agree. He's got it all. The tools are there. You know you've got him for 2 more years after this year as well.
My curiosity with Link Jarrett and Stutzer and Paulino, and as this team evolves without Miles Bailey, is what do guys like Stutzer and Paulino look like in May, as they've gotten a full season of at-bats under their belts at the college level.
Right.
Hits this one to left fields. Underneath it is Albright. He makes the grab. 1-2-3 inning for Leon. It's been all Blue Devils in Game 3. Gotta have your concessions when you're at the ballpark. Chavi, on the hot dog, what goes on it? What's your condiment of choice?
Ketchup and mustard.
There you go.
Gotta have both.
That's solid. Very clean.
And sometimes I don't mind putting a little bit of onions on them as well.
And now you're starting to push.
No, just a little.
Okay.
I didn't say a lot. I said a little.
You had me at ketchup and mustard.
And typically it's a sausage dog for me, so that's when I like with the onions with it. But yeah, typically if I take that back, if it is a hot dog, it is usually just ketchup. Mustard.
I'm just ketchup.
Really? No mustard?
No, don't try to do too much. I wouldn't mind mustard, but
man, gotta have some mustard on a dog.
I get it. O'Leary, and a 1-1 count to start things up. Here against Matthew Strand. 7th homer was a loud one. That's another loud swing of the bat, but Dowd able to chase it down. .105 exit velocity off the bat of Strand that time. Nice job by Dowd. Got a good jump. He did out of his break.
And the wind just enough to hold it up just a little bit.
Again, fascinated to see how Florida State goes about how they recreate themselves this season. Defensively in the outfield, in the infield, obviously, at the plate. One of the storylines of the year, even at full strength, as Lambden pops it up. Should be a quick first 2 outs here for O'Leary, and it is, as DeLamielleure grabs. But there was a lot of guys vying for opportunities. 13, 14 different guys trying to get into the lineup. And now you're going to find out what those guys are made of, is they're going to be called upon to have more reps at different spots. And so you are going to find ways to try and put your best 9 out there, whatever that may look like as this season continues.
Yeah, I think you're right. You're going to see a lot of changes, I think, offensively. And it will be defensively as well, but mainly because of the offensive side, to figure out that lineup that Link really feels comfortable with moving forward. And he may not get that for another month.
You almost start over. You spent about 25 games trying to figure out what you've got so far. Done a pretty good job of it with 21 wins and 7 in the league. And now it's a recreation on a really strong team. And a really strong inning from Cade O'Leary. That's a good 1-2-3 for Cade. Gets the Noles back in the dugout. The upcoming ACC series on tap for Florida State. It's a gauntlet at Virginia and at Georgia Tech in back-to-back weekends. Then Notre Dame, who has been the surprise of the league, entered the top 25. On the road to Stanford, Pitt, and Miami at home. On the road at Clemson as well, who has been struggling under Eric Bakich this season. The good news for Florida State, RPI of 3 coming into the game today. Strength of schedule very good as well. The 5th best strength of schedule in college baseball. These are according to WarrenNolan.com. Only Texas and Auburn are ahead of the Noles. Nice work there by the shortstop, Lambden.
Good job getting around this baseball. Made that play look easier than it was. You see Lambden here circle around this baseball. Much better angle on it. Makes the play look easy.
So 1 down in the inning. Further on Florida State right in the upcoming schedule. It's not easy by any means, but you have gone through some of the tougher series. You talk about on the road at Wake Forest, NC State here in Tallahassee. You did the job against Duke with 2 wins, and capturing that series. And so, obviously, if you're Florida State, you'd like to lose no more games the rest of the season. However, you've done a lot of the heavy lifting early. It kind of allows you some grace as you try and put together the best overall resume for the end of the year. And it's a terrific resume where it stands right now.
Yeah, like you said, the next 3 series for the Noles, I mean, it's a gauntlet.
Yep. That one misses high to Dowd. You start looking at home series, right? And what can you take care of and feel like in Tallahassee you have that upper hands. Notre Dame, Pitt, Miami, those are ones that you want this Hauser faithful to really make a difference. And it may look different. Most certainly it will look different. However, the expectation of this program remains the same, and that's to fight to get to Omaha.
Yep.
And the way you do that, to best position yourself, is by earning ways to host for regionals and super regionals. And you do have a great start on the resume to accomplish all of those goals. All those goals are still out in front of you.
Yep, and you still have the starting rotation that you have. You still have guys that can go out there and set the tone, keep it where you want.
3-1 popped up.
But it's going to be this coaching staff's job, and they're going to do it because Coach Jarrett's good at it. But to put this team together to start figuring out, okay, what do we need to do offensively to score runs and make that happen? And like you said, it may take a month till they figure that out, but they've got time and they've got some wiggle room.
Leon, full count to Dowd. Hits this hard. That's going to skip in there for a base hit. 2nd hit of the day for Florida State against Leon. And Braden Dowd, good looking stroke that time. 108 exit velocity off the bat. He's been on base twice.
And he's been very consistent with his swing this year. Like you said, great contact. Barrels a lot of things up most of the time when he's up there. Actually, a good job right there in right field, keeping that ball in front of him.
Another candidate for Florida State to be able to do some of the heavy lifting offensively now without Miles is Hunter Carnes. Ton of talent in the bat. Ton of projectability. Here's the 1-0. Last year showed you nearly double-digit home run power. And there are some scouts who believe, even in the college level, maybe not this season, but next season, he's got 20 home run potential in the swing. He's had some really good ones this season go unrewarded. It's a good swing that time. It's going to be a fair ball. And into the corner it goes. McGahee going to wave home. Braden Dowd, slide, safe. Florida State's on the board.
I'll tell you right now, too, Hunter Carnes has hit the ball extremely hard all 3 at-bats today. He really didn't have anything to show for it yet. But right here, he gets a fastball and doesn't miss it, drives it to left field for a double. 110 miles an hour off the bat. And putting FSU finally on the board with a run.
Carnes' 6th double of the season. And 6th RBI of the year. that's going to be it for Leon. Job well done. He's getting the handshakes from the teammates. Well deserved.
Yeah, and it definitely is well deserved. He's come in and pitched his butt off today.
Leon partial line, 5 1/3. 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts. His best start in a Blue Devil uniform here in 2026. He receives a round of applause, not just from the Duke fans there who were thrilled, but Florida State fans who appreciate good pitching when they see it. Runner on second in the 6th. We will set the new Blue Devil pitcher when we come back. High fives all around for Andy Leon.
And well deserved they are.
That's got to feel good, man, for Andy, because the last 2 starts not going the way that he would want. Has shown some good spurts in each of those 2 starts, but today on the road at Florida State, to be able to do that and set a new career high with Duke, first strikeouts and a season high, is pretty special.
Yeah, it really is. And now we get to the new pitcher.
It's going to be back to Mastriani.
Yep. Saw him on Friday night.
Got Putnam waving over the top of it. Marcello is how it's pronounced. The junior from New Jersey, 6'3". Just foul there for Putnam. Good looking swing. Almost had extra bases, but the numbers on Mastriani in his 12th appearance, pretty strong. Limits the walks, and he had 2 of them on Friday. Went an inning and a third. Didn't give up a hit, but did give up 1 earned run, 2 walks and a wild pitch. Had a couple of strikeouts as well, 24 pitches. His second look at Florida State this weekend. You talked about the funk, right? A lot of legs, arms, just trying to deceive you any way that he can.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's a lot of funk coming at you. Hides the ball well. It makes it difficult if you're a hitter. Seeing all that coming at you, and then all of a sudden here comes the ball out of his ear.
Eli Putnam was able to flare a single in the 4th. His 3rd at bat in the 5-hole for Florida State in Game 3. High leg kick, and it's now a full count. On deck is Brody Delamalier. Especially Brody's numbers against lefties, very good in his career. Full count. Mastriani to Putnam. Walked him. Florida State putting some pressure on Duke here in the 6th. 2 on and 1 down for Brody Delamalier. Mastriani struggling to find the zone. Delamalier, a pair of strikeouts against Andy Leone. He's 0 for 2. Went to high school at Bartram Trail. Teammates of Alex Lodis in their prep days.
Good teammates right there together.
And misses. And it's 2-0.
And you're right, Mastriani really struggling right now, and we'll see Moose come out here and have a word with him immediately.
See some bodies starting to move around and scurry in the Blue Devil bullpen. You know, Moose isn't going to mess around on this one. He desperately wants this 3rd game. Still a lot of slack with a 7-run lead. But you never know. On the road, things snowball. And Corey Muscara, who comes from the pitching background, the architect and the mastermind of the pitching lab in the program at Wake Forest under Tom Walter before getting the call to be the head coach, and the head man at Duke, and you can see it there. You got to believe.
Yep.
He's using that word, the belief. He said, I've got to instill that belief in my guys. He said, we may suck, but I don't want my guys to think that.
No.
He said, we might, and I laughed on the Zoom call.
Yeah.
Because he said, you know what, we might suck, but I don't want any of my kids
to have that belief.
To believe that.
No, and I can tell you what, he's not going to ever let that happen.
No,
That's not who he is as a person. And he's going to make these guys, and you can see it. These guys do believe, and they should believe. They've come in and played great all weekend.
45, I'm told Ben Dean is warming up for the Blue Devils. 2-0 here to Delamalier. This is inside, it's 3-0. And the crowd's starting to chirp a little bit here at Hauser. You feel another pendulum in this game. Starting to balance and seesaw. There's a strike. First strike from Mastriani in 6 pitches. He had thrown 6 straight balls between Putnam and Delamalier.
And the crowd was letting him know it.
He's got a good defense behind him in the infields. There's 1 down in the inning. 3-1. And on the hands, fouled back. And it's 3-2. If you're Delamalier, Javi, you got to believe the fastball's coming.
Yeah.
I don't think Mastriani really wants to walk with Delamalier.
No, don't want to load the bases up here.
See what Marcello goes with. In a full count. There's the fastball. And Delamalier couldn't catch it. The hat trick on strikeouts for Brody.
Tough one right here, because it's a fastball right down the middle at 87 miles an hour. I mean, his head's pulled off that ball so bad. You can see it right here on swing. He's looking out in left field.
Yeah, that's the type of pitch hitters want to deposit off the scoreboard.
Correct.
And he just didn't get it. And when you don't have it going good, pitches like that, those can be tough too.
Yep.
Big out though for Mastriani. He responded with 3 straight strikes. Now a 4th.
Yeah,
found his confidence.
Yeah, I was going to say, found that confidence. Now he's able to find that release point on the breaking ball.
Starts Fisher with the strike, pitch number 2. Just misses.
Good pitch though, not a bad miss at all. Tries to backdoor this pitch right here. Just a little off. Good job by Fisher laying off.
Fisher 0 for 2 in the ball game. 1-1 count, 2 on, 2 down. Fouls this one back. Now Mastriani 1 pitch from getting out of the inning. Knowles did strike for 1 run. They've scraped 1 across. And the RBI double from Hunter Carnes. Trying to put some pressure on Duke here in the 6th. Mastriani trying to escape. 1-2. Fastball. Popped him up. in the infield. It'll be Lambden who makes the catch. So Mastriani finds his groove and able to retire Florida State after the Noles pick up a run off Leon. To the 7th we go. 8-1 Duke. Duke looking for a series salvaging Game 3. They brought the sticks here today, and on the back of Andy Leon, who has really pitched a gem. They have found some big moments. Chavi, the biggest moment in this game was Matthew Strand hitting the grand slam off of Bryson Moore here for his 7th round tripper of the year. That gave the Blue Devils the breathing space they've needed.
Yeah, it opened the game wide open at the time, put them up 7-0. Now they're up 8-1.
Quagliano, DiMartini, and Perez against Cade O'Leary. So the game summary there, 8 runs on 8 hits for Duke. Noles just have 3 hits. Bryson Moore, the line a little bit worse than I think the way he pitched. Especially with the fastball, the 5 strikeouts in 4 innings. He had the good stuff. Just couldn't really locate some of the secondaries, got him in trouble with walks. And Chavi, in the end, he got beat with 1 fastball that he threw to Strands. Unfortunately, that cost him 4 runs.
Yeah, and that was a pitch, you know, he was beating him up in the zone, and he threw that one down, and Strand got it. And that's the bad thing. Like you said, his fastball was really good today, but the secondary, which is usually his best stuff, the slider and the curveball, just wasn't locating it like he wanted to, was leaving it up in the zone today.
O'Leary's 2-2. Breaking ball. And a float into right center field. Dowd hurries over and gets it back in. And for Quagliano, his 3rd time on base. First hit of the game to go along with 2 walks. On the ground, up the middle. McCauley gloved it, and then looked like he was trying to flip it to Fisher and couldn't cleanly start the toss as he was falling over.
Yeah, this ball's hit really well, 104 miles an hour up the middle. McCauley does a good job getting to this ball right here, but you'll see he's just trying to get that thing as he's losing balance and flip it and just not able to do it in enough time. The transition was not clean.
So an infield hit for DiMartini. That's the 10th hit for Duke. Now to the red hot Brooks Perez.
Not sure what that pitch was from O'Leary there.
Perez, the first baseman, the freshman, has been on base all 3 times. Pair of singles, a walk, a couple of RBIs. Batting in the 9 hole. He's ahead 2-0. Now 3-0. Strike at the letters. Two on, nobody out. Top of the 7th. O'Leary's 3-1 to the plate.
Again, another pitch. Not sure where that pitch was at. I'll take that back. It's off.
Tyler, all right.
Bases are loaded as Posey will walk out to the mounds. Micah can't be happy about the 6 walks from his staff.
Not at all.
So far today. And the move is made. It's going to do it for O'Leary.
It's time for the
After
ball
24
team.
pitches.
Call to the movement.
Top of the order will be due up for the Blue Devils with Albright, Hamilton, and Smith. O'Leary, his afternoon comes to an end. We're going to step aside and be right back. Florida State turning to Jake Eccles. On the mound here with the bases loaded. Nobody out. Eccles, the junior from Orlando, 6'4", 170 pounds. Just his 5th appearance has been used. Really limited action each time he comes out. A couple of batters here and there. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, has only given up 3 hits. And began his career at Polk State College. He was first team All-Citrus Conference last year. 14 appearances in the junior college ranks, couple of starts as well. 3.44 ERA. Here's a chance for Micah Posey to see if Eccles can give them something within that pitching staff. Yeah, no doubt. Check swing. Is that a fair ball? Nope, foul ball. Hands went up. And needing some help down to first base Jeremy Riggs and Ryan Miller both give the foul sign.
Yep, hit him in the knee.
Good call there. This is Eccles' first opportunity since March 7th against Northern Kentucky. So first league action, first ACC appearance as a Seminole. And inside that time, and it's 1-1. His best appearance of the year came against Nebraska back in Arlington at Globe Life, home of the Texas Rangers. 2 innings against the Cornhuskers, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Another check swing there from Albright. Got a piece, 1-2.
Yeah, that's 2 he's really buried in on his hands.
Albright's been on base 3 times. Has a pair of hits. 1-2, breaking ball. Misses down and away, 2-2. Here's a look at the left fielder's line and numbers. Strike 3. Got him looking. First down, Leanna.
Yeah, I don't know if it's more like a slider or like a cutter right there from Eccles. It's like a little slider. Good job by Carnes as well, framing it up.
Carnes gives the sign to Eccles. First pitch missing. 1-0 to R.J. Hamilton. Now 2-0. RJ in a similar spot back in the 5th. Walked with the bases loaded to bring home a run. Fouled back on the heater.
Right on that. Fouled that straight back.
Two balls and a strike here to R.J. Hamilton. Hit on the nose to left field. Squeeze out there by Stutzer. Touching home is Quagliano. It's a sac fly. Second RBI of the game for Hamilton. And it's 9-1 Duke.
Yeah, that ball's hit on the screws, 107 miles an hour.
Both runners will go. Carnes double pumps down to third base. I don't know if he didn't have a clean grip on the ball.
He didn't.
And both runners are safe. DeMartini and Perez. Both swipe it back.
Yeah, he didn't get that ball out from first grip.
Ball and a strike here to Caden Smith. 2 down in the inning. That misses. It's 2-1.
Pretty good looking breaking ball there. A little off the plate.
Pickoff play in behind Perez. He was able to just get his hand back on the bag. Caden Smith, the designated hitter. Ahead 2-1 in the count has been on base twice. Breaking ball, hit the other way, foul onto the net. On the ground, chopper. Noles had the shift on. It's Fisher who retires Caden Smith. Duke picks up one more. They also, with 3 stolen bases, tie a program record with 106 stolen bases on the year. They lead 9-1 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. How about this? Little Florida State Duke sports weekend all around in Tallahassee. That's the 16th ranked Duke women's lacrosse program who played Florida State and won 15-10 against the Noles. That game happened earlier today at 12 noon.
Yeah, you gotta love them coming out supporting their baseball team.
McCulley just misses extra bases on that first swing, just foul. First season for Florida State lacrosse under Coach Tisdale in Tallahassee. Oh, boy. Mastriani stays with it, and then he threw it away. Now a collision there. McCulley's going to get up and head to second anyway. He was thinking about 3, slams the brakes. Chaotic sequence.
Man, that's the best way to say chaotic is. I mean, thank goodness Mastriani got his glove up there, and then a collision at first. No more injuries. I mean, that's the last thing we want to see here.
Yeah,
anybody getting hurt. This ball was smoked at 103 miles an hour.
And then the collision here between McCulley and Perez. Looks like they avoided a major collision there. Perez kind of stepped out of the way.
Yeah.
So it should go down as a hit for McCulley and a throwing error.
Correct. Definitely a hit from McCulley. And then a throwing error to get him to second base. And that's exactly how they scored it. Good to see a smile on Mastriani's face. You see that collision, you're right, Perez kind of turned, so it was more, not that bad of a collision really at all.
See a smile and a laugh there from Perez.
I think they're all like, hey, I'm glad none of us got hurt on this sequence here.
Both programs have
Yeah.
Been traumatized this weekend.
Absolutely.
9-1. Duke leads Florida State, bottom of the 7th. Will Bavaro. The inside corner takes a strike. One misses high. Up the middle. Glove there. And a collision between teammates. It'll be an infield hit for Bavaro. Anderson and Lambden both look to be okay.
Lambden's shaking that hand, though, pretty bad. He's really shaking his throwing hand.
I shouldn't say okay. They both got to their feet.
Ball not hit hard. Oh, he caught that foot. He jammed his finger up in his foot.
Yeah.
Right there. Oh, man. Tell you what, just all kinds of chaos going on here.
Again, that's a staple of Corey Muscara, right? His team, he told us they're going to play at 1,000,000 miles per hour.
They're going to play hard, 100%. And that was a great play right there, actually, too, by the same made that play. And you see him, he's just like, golly, like, what's going on?
I can't lose.
Look at him. He's talking to himself, hand coming up. I mean, he's like, this is crazy. But you see right here, great play by the second baseman. You see that hand right there into his spikes.
Yeah. I think Landman's going to give it a go and stay in the game.
Yeah.
He's still shaking that hand a little bit.
Yeah, tough as nails.
See the earpiece hanging out of the ball cap. They've got comms for the entire infield. And Muscara will communicate his signs to his defense through the walkie-talkie.
Yep.
Couple of hits against Mastriani. For McCulley and Bavaro. Have the runners on the corners for Florida State. Those have shown some signs of life offensively here in the back half of this ball game. 1-0. Stutzer. Ooh, really pulled the string there. And Stutzer came up empty. Maybe he caught a piece.
Yeah, because it hit the umpire right in the stomach.
Foul tip.
I don't know if it just... Yeah, just enough. Yeah, he did. Caught him right in the chest. Everybody's wearing stuff right now, I'm telling you. I hope that we don't get a hole in the net, get one hit up here in the box at us.
1-1. Foul back.
Yeah, I was going to say, if that's not there right there.
Don't speak it into existence, my friend.
I know.
There's the net. Protecting the grandstands. And the broadcasters. Stutzer 0 for 3 today. Runners on the corners, nobody out. Mastriani, 1-2 misses outside, 2-2. There's some bodies up in the Blue Devil bullpen. No one really working to get loose just quite yet. There are bodies down there.
Yeah, just stretching. Trying to stay loose.
2-2 pitch. Ty, sorry, my friend, that keeps coming your way.
I'm telling you, he's got to start wearing catcher's gear down there.
It was a smile at first. There is no more smiling going on for Coach McGay.
It's not.
It's not funny.
And it's 101 miles an hour hit at him, too. And almost got McCulley as well.
And Carter was blocking the vision from Ty until the very last second when he olayed out of the way. That was Florida State's assistant coach. 2-2 pitch. Here to Stutzer. Oh, nearly hit him.
By the head, too. Gets scary when you get it up there.
Link Jarrett out of the dugout to ask Stutzer if he's okay. And Link will head back to the dugout.
High and tight. Right there, too, buddy.
Buzz by the U. Full count. Mastriani to the plate. On the ground. To third. To the bag at second for one. Can't turn two. As McCulley scores. Florida State adds another run. They are able to cut down Bavaro at second. It's 9-2, bottom of the seventh.
They are getting a pitch.
That's going to be it. So Corey Muscara out. And takes the ball there from Mastriani. There's Bending, 45. He was already warm. That's why he wasn't throwing any more pitches. He was just ready for the call.
Yeah.
He'd been warming up for a couple of innings.
He has been.
And so the Noles scrape across one here in the bottom of the seventh. Do have a man on first and one down in the inning. We're going to step aside. And when we come back, we'll talk more about Bending. Nine to 2. Duke leads Florida State. Got a lot of breathing space, but Florida State's able to get one back here. And so Muscara goes to the pen for the high octane of Ben Dean, the sophomore transfer from Dayton. And the state of New Hampshire, a fastball that'll reach up to about 96 miles an hour. And you see there a lot of strikeouts.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the 33 and 19 innings, that's impressive. You're going to see a four-pitch mix from him, too. You're going to see that fastball, like you said, 92 to 96, curveball, slider, and a splitty. But for the breaking balls, he tends to go to the curveball a little bit more than the slider.
He's actually made 3 starts this season, part of the rotation in the month of February. First pitch to the backstop. And does try to get a lot of swing and miss and a ton of chase. So that'll be a key for Florida State. He does have 11 walks on the year, so plus strikeout numbers, but also 11 walks in 19 innings.
Wind's starting to really whip.
Going straight in. One out, that split finger changeup.
That's nasty right there.
Some tumble. See the wind gusting in.
There it is again, too. That pitch is nasty.
That's good stuff.
That really is.
Man. Right back to it. 3 times, takes care of Paulino.
See it right here. I mean, Paulino had no shot. That's such a good pitch. Bottom just drops out of it like a split he's supposed to do.
Paulino not easy to K, but he has struck out twice here in game 3. And if that's his last plate appearance, his 13-game hit streak is going to come to an end. Noles do still have 2 at-bats in the ballgame in the 8th and 9th, so maybe not an end to that trek and that journey. There's a strike. 95 with the fastball, huh?
Yeah.
Big time.
See if he reaches for that splitty right here. If he sticks with the heat. There's that splitty.
First appearance against the Noles for Dean was used twice last weekend on the road at Virginia Tech in back-to-back days, with 2 innings of scoreless baseball combined in the 2 appearances against the Hokies. He's ahead of Dow. 0-2. Went to the fastball. Just missed.
Yeah, not sure where this pitch was. Good looking fastball right here from Dean. That's a strike.
1-2 to Dow. Been on base twice. Breaker misses high. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dowd had the single back in the 6th inning. Coming into today, Dowd was hitting .321 in 8 conference games. Again, back to the fastball, keeping it low at the knees, not getting the call.
That's what the umpire's saying. You know, Dean asked him right there, is that pitch down? And he said, yes, it is down.
Stutzer at second. Florida State's got 1 run here in the 7th. But Ben Dean trying to shut the door on any more. Walks down. 96 with the fastball. Second walk for Braden. Now Hunter Carnes. Tell you what, Hunter Carnes now coming to the plate with Putnam behind him. Kind of awkward territory for Duke. Up 7. The 1 swing of the bat would make this thing pretty interesting, especially with multiple at-bats left for Florida State in this game. That split finger has been devastating so far.
I mean, it really has. And he hasn't thrown it for a strike yet. It's just, it looks like it's going to be a strike, and that bottom just dives out of there. That's a great pitch.
Right back to it.
And he throws it hard, too. 87 to 89 miles an hour. Good arm speed.
Carnes has 3 hits in the series against the Blue Devils, including an RBI double back in the 6th, here in game 3. The fastball, Carnes just missed it and fouled it back.
I'll tell you what, too, the thing with that split finger is it's so hard to pick up, especially for guys at this level. You just don't see many pitchers throw it. So the rotation on it, everything's just different and new.
And the 1-2. Foul tip, hung on to there by Strand for the strikeout. Split finger takes care of Florida State from Ben Dean in the 7th. Noles do get 1 back. But Dean, that splitty, as good as it gets.
It is, you see it right here, foul tip, but Strand holding on to it. Get the Blue Devils back in the dugout with a 9-2 lead.
Last 2 days for the Duke Blue Devils, they've brought the sticks, and they've swung it well, including today with 10 hits, 9 runs, only 2 extra base hits. But you know what they've done today? They have driven runners in scoring position home. They have found ways to actually capitalize. They've had good amounts of base runners in both games. And in the first 2, Florida State just executing a touch better with guys on base. Today, Duke has reversed that trend.
They sure have, and like you said, dude, they have come out, and again, the aggressiveness, the confidence, the belief in themselves that Coach Mascara instills in them. I mean, they just come out and swung the bats today. And speaking of putting bat, this guy right here is the one who opened this game up.
Attacks a first pitch fastball above the hands. And Caden Fromelt, the new catcher for Florida State, in for Carnes. Nate Schmela not available here this weekend. One misses, 1-1. To the backstop, ball 2. Breaking ball. Now 3-1.
Backing up on Eccles there.
Strand just 1 for 4 in the ball game, but that one hit was a big one. Grand slam back in the 4th inning. Bryson Moore didn't locate the fastball where he wanted to, and Strand made a bet.
And he didn't miss, and that's like you said, it broke this game open right there. And at that point in time, made the game 7-0.
It's pretty amazing, 7 home runs on the year. And you see the numbers on that home run, the grand slam. 7 home runs in the month of March. Appeared in 27 games last year for Samford at Strands. 1 home run, 14 RBIs. Takes a fastball for a strike 3 looking.
Good job by Eccles there to bounce back. 3-1 count, 2 fastballs in a row down here. Just freezes Strand up.
Jake Linden.
Off the end of the bat from Anderson. And squeeze there by Stutzer, just shy of the trunk.
I'll tell you what, those combats sound different. Like you said, it sounded like it came off the end of the bat, but it wasn't. It was 100 miles an hour off the bat. We were talking about that in the dugout with some of the FSU players about how their bats sounded different. Some of the outfielders trying to get reads on balls. Sometimes you hear a ball and you may react to it differently from how it sounds when it comes off the bat.
He missed the barrel that time. That would have been a home run. Got to hit it too far out to left center here at Hauser. It's only about, starts at 340 in left field, but really only rises up to about 355, 360 all the way through where those numbers are memorialized. And honored there with Hauser, Martin, Drew, Posey. Really starts to get deeper once you get to where center field meets left center.
Right. But even down the line, that's a long ways down the line, 340. That's a poke. Most lines are that 320 mark, 330.
Yep, that's fair. But on that scoreboard, it's probably about 345, 350.
Yeah, it doesn't jet out like you would in see a typical field. It's typical in the gaps. If you got that 330, typically going to be 370, 375 in the gap, yeah.
So there are spots here at Hauser that you get rewarded and spots you really do get robbed.
And that's what makes it great, unique.
It still amazes me that a number of fan bases, Florida State's fans obviously know, but a number of ACC fan bases don't know that the chain link fence is still a part of play.
Yeah.
FSU's been around 40+ years.
Yep.
Strike 3. Shouldn't confuse you at this point. That is an iconic right field fence that is unique, just like Fenway to the Boston Red Sox. How about Eccles? Looked pretty good there that inning. He's done a nice job here in his opportunity. Nine to 2, Duke leads Florida State here in the bottom of the 8th. Florida State will go with Putnam, DeLamielleure, and Fisher. That's who's duo. See if Link Jarrett starts giving some guys some pinch hit opportunities, some opportunities to make a statement and get an opportunity to get a chance to get yourself back into everyday chances.
Yep.
And that'll be part of the storyline, I think, for Florida State going forward, is the number of different players that they can use. I actually do see Noah Sheffield. You see him at the corner of your screen, so my thought was correct. That's a good-looking knock there for Putnam. And you're going to need that if you're Florida State, a sight you'd like to see more often. It's a good swing.
Yeah, really
Solid.
good swing there on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
Second hit for Putnam, and he's been on base 3 times. Transfer from Davidson. Here is Noah Sheffield. And there for a strike. Pinch hitting for Brody DeLamielleure, who struck out 3 times. Chef heads up. And that swing down in the Duke dugout.
It's a screamer right there.
Another barrel, but hooked it foul again. Sheffield's numbers was featured predominantly as Florida State's DH in the lineup for about a run of 15 games. And then had a 2-for-21 streak. It looked more like that when he was going right. Base hit, Putnam to third base, bobbled out there. That allowed Sheffield into second.
Man, good hustle from Sheffield there, not slowing down, watching it the whole way as he's making that turn. As soon as he sees that bobble, he doesn't hesitate to go to second, take that extra base. swing there, right back up the box. Good effort by Lambton. Right here, as soon as that ball hits his glove and he misses it, Sheffield didn't hesitate.
Should be a single and an error on Duke, allowing Noah to second. As Cal, right field, first pitch. Hamilton squeezes. The throw, cut off, sac fly. Everybody's safe. Putnam scores, and Sheffield down to third.
Kind of interesting there. I mean, that's a longer throw actually to third than it would have been to home for Hamilton. I'm surprised he didn't come home with the throw.
McCulley. Which is the first pitch.
Nice stop from Strand there.
Yeah.
Save a run.
Is that a breaking ball or the split finger?
Looks like that one is tough to tell. That looked more like the breaking ball there.
Okay. Good stop on the lens.
Yeah. No, that might be that splitty too, and that's why he just overthrew that one. There it is again, man. That's dirty. And the spin rate's just non-existent. Barely 1,000. Just straight down.
Falls off a table.
I mean, tip your cap.
That bottom just drops out.
Yeah, if you're the hitter, tip your cap. That's just, man,
nearly unhittable.
Yeah, I mean, because again, as a hitter, it's fastball in the zone right there till the end, and then just boom, fades.
You watch Paul Skeens throw it all the time for the Pirates, and he pairs that off of 99. And you see major league hitters, they got no shot.
No.
1-2. And McCulley,
3 in a row.
Found out he got no shot. If you're Dean, why not throw that pitch almost exclusive?
Well, because you don't want to just throw it all the time. It is put pressure, and you see it there. I mean, when you split your fingers out like that, it is a lot of pressure on the elbow.
Yeah.
A little bit to throw it so much. I mean, again, if you're going to be a reliever, you can get away with that. But I mean, look at that one. That one didn't even have 1,000 spin rate on it.
941.
I mean,
not bad.
It's just. See, there it is again. That one was up in the zone. They threw it for a strike. Now, if you're a hitter, you can do stuff with that one.
Will Bavaro, impressive rookie campaign, 341, another single today.
But now he's now doing everything now. Now the breaking ball, able to hit with it.
Florida State has scored 1 run in each of the last 3 innings. But Duke's done a nice job. They have avoided the big inning. Haven't let the Noles put up a crooked number yet. And pitches like that make it tough. Back-to-back strikeouts. Strand a Seminole at third. Cal Fisher sac fly trims the deficit to 6. And we head to the ninth. Corey Muscara, the trek continues. They play Davidson in the midweek. Louisville for 3. Good East Carolina team on the road in Greenville in early April, and then on the road at NC State. Life in the ACC. Always a challenge. I go back to this Florida State team as we set Rhett Vaughn. And the Noles, who even with the loss today, 7-2 would match last year's 7-2 start in league play. It's brutal in this conference. So to be able to go through your first 9 games at 7-2, job well done from Link Jarrett and his staff. And they're hoping Rhett Vaughn continues to be a piece that evolves for them as the season goes on.
I mean, you see the inflated numbers, and all those inflated numbers, though, came from when he started 1 game.
1 inning.
And and the 2 other relief appearances were really good for him.
I'll give you more context on that after this first pitch. Lifted by Quagliano, right field. Sheffield, who's out there now for DeLon Malier, watches it into the stands. And the race is on to get that ball. See a number 5 Jameis Winston jersey there on that kiddo.
And he's excited, buddy. Look at him, got the hands up.
He's got the bling. I mean, he's...
Now all the buddies said, let me give you 5. Yeah. Now let me give you the ball.
He's got his... Are those pearls? How about it? Got the beads going.
Mardi Gras over, isn't it?
No, the party's just starting for him. That one drops in for a ball. And the count is a ball and a strike. So to Chavez's point about Rhett Vaughn, back on March 3rd against JU, he went a third of an inning in a start. 6 hits, 5 earned runs. And honestly, a little surprised he hasn't earned another opportunity since March 3rd, because prior to that, he looked really good. A start against UNF, strong 2 1/3, struck out 4, gave up 2 earned runs. Threw a perfect inning against Nebraska and struck out the side up at Arlington. Fastball that'll get up to 96, and there it is that time. It's got some serious run to it as well. 4-pitch guy. And this is an opportunity for him. It's always an audition for more opportunities. Really to earn the trust of his coaching staff. Check down to first. Did not go around at Quagliano.
Good breaking ball there. Good spin rate, too. Good job by Quagliano laying off this pitch. It looked like about the one they called Fisher out for swinging, but he didn't go.
2-2 foul away. And Rhett Vaughn really just letting it eat right now with the fastball. 95 that time. Missed last season, recovering from injury as a redshirt freshman from Sebring here in the state of Florida.
Snatch that right there.
This is with the heater to Quagliano.
Yeah, good at bat by Quagliano right there. Fouled off some good fastballs. Able to lay off the good breaking ball down and work the walk.
Seven walks for Seminole pitching here today against Duke. DeMartini. First pitch to him. Hit hard to left field. Stutzer got twisted in a pretzel. And it's going to be a double there for DeMartini. It was hit hard, 109 exit velocity. But Stutzer really just didn't get a good break on the ball at all.
Nah, he broke the wrong way. Good swing by DeMartini.
First pitch strike to Perez.
Good looking change up there from Vaughn.
3-hit day for Michael DiMartini, center fielder. Perez with a 2-hit day has not been retired yet. On base all 4 times. Fastball 95.
And see, that's where I'd like to see him live with that fastball. Throw the other stuff down the zone, elevate the fastball. When he gets over to belt high, that vert's good. That thing's hard to lay off of. Chest high.
Oh, 2.
Let's see, there you go, 2, and that one's down too much.
Yeah, too much at the plate.
Yeah. If you're going to throw an 0-2 fastball, it's got to be up. Where it says Duke across his chest, it needs to be that high.
Bit of an issue there for Vermelt with the gear.
Yeah, the earpiece and making sure they can hear.
Caden looks ready to go. 0-2 to Perez, the first baseman. Down at 96. Ball and 2 strikes. Lifted, right field, Sheffield back towards the wall, and he makes the grab. Tagging from third, Quagliano. He scores, and DiMartini advances to third.
And Knowles finally get Perez out, but still does his job.
I'm telling you what, folks, the wind blowing that ball back into the ballpark. The wind is blowing towards left field and in.
Yeah, that ball's out.
That ball off the bat.
I thought it was gone.
I thought it was gone.
Yeah, he got a change up in the zone a little bit. Didn't get it down enough. Like I said, that wind's whipping pretty good.
One does score, so it's 10-3. First pitch was a strike to Tyler Albright. Fastball at 95, misses 1-1. Two-hit day for Albright. The left fielder, leadoff man. 1-1. Now it's 2-1.
Good breaking ball. Yeah, it was. Good 12-6, great rotation, tight spin, great pitch.
Tyler's dad, Stuart Albright, played with the Duke football program back from 1987 to 1991. So a legacy.
There he is.
Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball from Vaughn for the strikeout.
You see some of the stuff from Vaughn that coaching staff likes here. This breaking ball, great spin rate, good location. And then the fastball today has been in that 93 to 96 range.
Coach Mike Capozzi out to the mound. Is this just a conversation or a change?
I don't know. I don't know if they want it. There's someone else down there they'd like to get a look at. For one, I mean,
Labonte's down there.
nothing. Looks like, yep, looks like they're going to get a call. Looks like Barrett
It's time for Kowalski's call to the bullpen.
That'll be it for Rhett Vaughn. Balls will go to Ben Barrett. One run is in here in the ninth inning. Duke's got another runner at third, 2 down. We'll step aside and be right back in Tallahassee.
FSU going with Ben Barrett here. Try to close this inning out. Trying to see a couple of guys here, looks like late in the game, to see if we can get some idea if these are some guys they're going to want to use down the stretch. You see Barrett's a senior, 6'4", 221 pounds. This will be a 6th appearance. 3 innings, 3 hits, 6 Ks, 3 walks. Barrett's going to come at him with a 3/4 arm slot, be in that 90 to 93 range. Sinker baller, slider change. Face RJ Hamilton here. Hamilton 1 for 2 on the day officially. Hamilton laces this ball into left field and try to turn it into 2, and he does easily. Driving in another run for the Blue Devils. Make it 11-3. Hamilton jumps all over this fastball right here. 92-mile-an-hour fastball, but he hits it 104 in the left field. Driving in another run for the Blue Devils.
Two-hit day for RJ Hamilton. Javi, good job on the play-by-play, my friend. That was impressive. You've done a good job of that. We should add to your resume there.
Yeah.
Not just pitcher, All-American, analyst, play-by-play, jack of all trades.
Yeah. I don't know about it. I like you doing that a little bit more than myself, I'll be honest with you.
Your favorite analyst, favorite analyst. Smith. The 1-1 into foul territory. Sheffield couldn't get there.
Yeah, it was a long way for Sheffield. I'd like to have seen him maybe take that slide, you know, feet first, try to slide into that catch. But again, still learning the position.
Two more runs for Duke in the ninth. Smith, running grab there. John Stutzer robbing Caden Smith of another RBI. But Duke feeling pretty good about taking game 3. They're up 8. Last chance for Florida State. Ben Dean trying to close things down. He's looked really good with the split finger change that he has. 4 strikeouts in an inning and 2/3. Against Florida State, 3 outs for Duke to get an ACC victory. Those are not easy to come by. This would be their 5th. Duke does have 1 ACC series victory on the year. That's against the Miami Hurricanes, who took a series from Clemson. Did those Canes this weekend. 93 in on the hands. Fouled away. Now you go through the league, and Georgia Tech, NC State, 2 really good games. Haven't got a check yet today on what that finale's. Got Notre Dame, North Carolina. Breaking ball misses. I don't think enough people are talking about the Pitt Panthers. Mike Bell, former Florida State player and pitching coach. And Stutzer fouls it away. Might have his best overall team that he's had in the Steel City since he's gotten there. Now, he's had some good lineups. This one with Lorenzo Carrier leading the charge. He's as fearsome of a hitter in the league. They will make their way down to Tallahassee for a 3-game set. That'll be a reunion.
Yeah, it will. I've played with Mike.
Swing and a miss. Strike out of Stutzer, 1 down.
Dean this time, instead of the split finger, just rears back toes 94. Right by him. Really like what I'm seeing from Dean.
So Kelvin Paulino Jr. will indeed get 1 more shot to extend the hit streak. First pitch strike coming in 13 games in a row.
I'll tell you what, Dean able to throw that pitch in the zone as well for a get me over strike and then be able to throw it out of the zone like he can.
That really is the difference, because you can't just completely sit on it.
Yeah, just lay off of it.
That's what I mean, sorry. Yeah. 1-1 to Paulino. Now it's 2-1.
Went to the curveball that time.
And the difference, being able to land it for a strike, really creates that doubt in the back of the hitter's mind. Two-1. Paulino lifts it. Left center. The breeze is carrying it. Back it goes, off the wall. And it skips back towards center field. Paulino wants 3. Digging around second. Oh, he face plants. Dives back in anyway. He's got a triple. In the most unconventional style that you'll find. Nothing you can do but smile about it.
I'll tell you what, he hits this ball really well. He thought he got it, but with that crosswind, it'll change it up. Again, you see he didn't bust it out of the box, but then his upper body gets ahead of his legs, loses his balance right here, but is able to still get back to his feet and get in the third.
Even Colton Quagliano is smiling at him. Now Quagliano has an 8-run lead, so he can enjoy more moments like this.
Right. But I'll tell you, the one thing, even now Paulino's now laughing, he's probably thinking back like, man, I wonder what that looked like on video.
He knows that'll be on video.
100%.
And it could make its way around.
Yep.
But you know what? He extends the hit streak.
Absolutely. And he's got a triple, and
I thought he had a second home run.
Well, I think he did too, and that's the only thing I think Link might have a little words for him, though, is because he really didn't run it down out of the box.
2-0 to Dow. Here's a strike. 95 at the knees. Second triple of Paulino's career.
Short career at that.
Yep. 2-1. Now 3-1.
I don't know if he throws Dowd a fastball right here. He might. Still got a big lead, so he may go with it. I'm still thinking maybe that's splitty, but trying to throw a fastball.
Walks down. Third walk for Braden Dowd.
Star coming out.
A triple from Paulino. It's only the second extra base hit for Florida State today. Double for Carnes and a triple for Paulino Jr. Caden Fromelt came in as a defensive substitution for Hunter Carnes. Still looking for his first hit of his Seminole career. This is his 4th plate appearance. The transfer from Des Moines Area Community College. He's quickly behind 0-2.
And Dean this time's gone 2 breaking balls in a row. And again, even the breaking ball looks very similar to his splitty in the way that it dives.
Two, almost caught Fromelt in the elbow.
Yeah, 0-2 right there. He might have wanted to wear that. He wouldn't get to first base, so I don't have to see that nasty stuff anymore.
Check swing. Did not go around. Paulino will score. I think the ball squirted into the dugout, too, for Florida State, so home plate umpire Jeremy Riggs making sure everyone knows they can only have one back. But that's the 4th run of the game for Florida State.
And you see this one right here. That's close to a swing, too, to be honest with you. And it just shot to the left. Tough play for Strand.
Down to second goes Dowd. And the 2-2. Struck him out.
Back to the breaking ball again. Straight down. Great pitch. I'll tell you, when Dean locates those pitches, it's a tip of the cap because it's tough for anybody to do anything with that. I don't care who you are.
6 punchies for Ben Dean. 2 1/3 innings now of relief.
You know, he already came in that we talked about 33 and 19 innings, so just add to that collection.
Eli Putnam has a 2-hit day, a couple of singles here in the series finale. 1-0, now 2-0. Noah Sheffield is on deck. There's Noah. Hoping for another opportunity. 2 down. Grounder, foul. Other side of the third base bat. As Quagliano tosses the ball back to the dugout. And Braden Dowd will return to second. Putnam, 6'4", redshirt senior. 35 home runs in 2 seasons with the Davidson Wildcats. And the Noles now down to their final strike.
Again, the curveball here. Just can't say enough about it, how good it is. The 2 off-speed pitches he has. If he could start figuring out getting that fastball command even a little bit better.
Swing and a miss. Ben Dean shuts the door on Florida State in the 9th. And the Duke Blue Devils salvage Game 3 and pick up their 5th ACC victory of the year. 11-4 final here in Game 3 in Tallahassee. So Duke wins 11-4. 12 hits on the day for the Blue Devils. Florida State's first game without Miles Bailey in the lineup. Noles did start to find some offense later in this game, did score a run in each of the last 4 innings of this ball game, just couldn't put up the crooked number in the end. Duke, a really nice weekend overall and a nice showing. And I think Florida State too, Chavi, did a good job of getting the job done this weekend with another series victory in the ACC.
They did. Duke did a good job today salvaging that last game and getting a win for them. They look scrappy. They're going to be a tough team for all their opponents the rest of the year. I can tell you that for sure. But a great job by the Noles to win the series. And now, just like you said, got to find some ways not having Bailey in the lineup.
Bryson Moore gets the loss. His first of the year. He's now 4-1. Andy Leone gets the win. He moves to 2-1. Duke 18-12 now, 5-7 in the ACC. Florida State falls to 21-6, 7-2 in the ACC. Fun weekend from Hauser. 2 good teams going at it. Florida State loses Miles Bailey for the season. That will be the story for the Noles as we move forward in the 2026 campaign. I want to thank everybody at the ballpark, Kirby Kander. And for Chris Chavez, I'm Mario Masudi. So long from Tallahassee.